Hey everyone, and hello Suzanne. You had asked for this request. There were a couple of them, but one is for tapping for a job to come to you. So this is, before we tap, a couple things is every subject is two subjects, the having of and the lack of. So just a couple things to pay attention to is as you're on this search for a job, notice, and your emotions are your guide, notice like, when you're looking for a job, your emotions tell you, if you feel bad about it, it lets you know that you're thinking of the lack, like not having a job. You're on the not having side of it. So let's call it lack consciousness, which is easy. This is no judgment. It's easy for all of us to do this. I have to check myself on this all the time. I'm like, oh my God, yeah, I'm coming from a place of lack. I personally notice I'm wired often to go, what's not working? What's not going to be okay? So I just do my best to really pay attention to that. So in the job front, it's like if you're noticing that you feel bad about it, or say you're searching and you're getting rejections and you notice the feeling, those are the perfect times to tap. If you put resumes out there, if you've spoken to people and you're getting rejections, you want to tap every time you can on that. Just tap on the emotion and the feeling that comes up for you. And what I'm going to do on this is, let's just do some argue tapping on this, because this is, every subject's two subjects. So if there's a job that you want and it's not happening, or you can't find a way into even some, hey Tana, I love that you're back. That you can't find, say, the job that you want. Just notice, keep aware of that. Like, I'm on the lack side of this. I'm on, every subject's two subjects. I'm in the feeling place of it's not going to happen for me. And argue tapping is so good when we have a conflict, because again, it's training the brain to follow a negative thought with a positive. So when I notice in myself that I'm very much on the lack side of something as opposed to the having side, you want to interrupt that. I do the argue tapping. This is never going to happen for me, but what if it will? It's never going to happen for me. So we're just going to do that right now. So we'll start in the karate chop. Even though I really want a job, but I don't really think it's going to happen for me, I choose to acknowledge my feelings now. Hey, Nadia. Hey. Even though I really want a job, but I realize I'm on the not having side of this. I don't really believe it's going to happen for me. And I really don't want to judge myself for that. I accept myself and my feelings now. Even though I really want a job, but I don't really believe it's going to happen for me. I choose to honor I have this conflict. I'm never going to get a job. But what if I am? I am never going to get a job I want. But what if I can? It's not going to happen for me. But what if it can? It's not going to happen for me. But what if it can? I am not going to get a job. But I want one. Yeah, but I'm not going to get it. But what if I can? Hey, Julie, I am not going to get a job. But what if I can? I'm not going to get a job. But what if I can? And what if, right this moment, I am already ahead of the game, because I'm dealing with my resistance and I'm shortening the gap energetically and emotionally. I'm not going to have a job. But what if I can? I'm not going to find a job. But what if I can? And what if the more I just tap like this, argue tap the heck out of this until I start to feel lighter, I am so prepping myself to get a job. And especially one I love. Because I don't just want any old job. I want a job I love. And what if that's possible for me? Because right here, right now, I am dealing with this conflict. I'm not going to have a job, especially one I love. But what if I can? And what if it's true? By shifting my energy, I'm totally able to not only get a job, but get a job I love. I like that idea a lot. So I would argue tap the heck out of this, Suzanne, is because you've got an inner conflict going. It's, that, and when, again, every subject's two subjects, the having of or the lack of. So the emotions let you know if you're feeling bad about it. Oh, hey, I think that's you on here too. Julie, Jean, and Nadia, and somebody else now too. I can't always tell who's on here. So if you just remember when you have a conflict about something, am I on the having side or the lack side? And that is the perfect time. Hey, Jean, the perfect time to argue tap. Because again, it's breaking up that inner conflict and it's training the brain to follow a negative thought with a positive. And as you start to break that up more and more, literally, there could be 100,000 people out there going after a job that you want. Hey, Karen, love it. There could be 100,000 people out there going after the same job that you want, but you have the energetic benefit of shifting that energy in you, which can put you ahead of the pack energetically. And I love it. Oh, hey, Julie, thank you. That's exactly what I'm experiencing in this same conflict. There you go. So it's always good to remember every subject's two subjects, having of, lack of. And when you argue tap the heck out of this, like Julie, argue tap it till you either get bored as shit tapping about it, or you start to laugh. You're like, I'm not going to have a job. Yes, I am. I'm not going to. Or then you start to go, oh my God, this feels ridiculous. Because then you shifted things energetically because you're bringing that inner conflict out into the open. All problems are air soluble, where you can deal with it. And the more you keep tapping on that inner conflict, the more it's going to shift. And this is on anything that you have a conflict on. And trust me, it's a great reminder of myself right here and now, because something I have a conflict on that I need to tap on it exactly this way. So teach what you need to learn. So try the argue tapping for anything like that. Julie, I'm so glad it's helpful to you. And Karen, glad you're here. Nadia and Jean. And now there's, it's so funny. I can tell there's some people, it lets me know who's on and not. So obviously I'm still trying to figure that out. So try argue tapping for any conflict. It's huge. And do it. I always say do it till you laugh or till you're like, oh my God, it's so boring. Then you'll know that you've moved it. So that's it. And I'm going to try and get a couple more in. So thanks everyone who all's here, and happy Good Friday to anybody that celebrates it. Happy Passover. Happy whatever anyone celebrates. I don't celebrate any of them. So that's it. Bye, Karen. Good to see you. Thanks, Julie. Thanks, Nadia. Thanks, Jean, and whoever else.